A little bit more interest from out-of-town investors, and I just wanted to shoot this quick video to kind of orient you to where we are in St. Petersburg and in relation to Florida. So this is Florida, obviously. We have Orlando in the center there, and we have Tampa, which is about an hour and a half, or maybe an hour from Orlando. St. Petersburg is about a half an hour from Tampa, maybe a little bit more if there's an accident on one of these bridges. So I live at the blue dot right there. Pinellas County is the county that St. Petersburg is in, goes from South St. Pete down here up to Tarpon Springs. So you can see it is one giant peninsula. And like I said, I live down in this blue dot there, and that is really close to downtown St. Pete, which is an area that my wife and I love. I've lived here for about 10 years now, and my wife bought her house about 5 years ago, and we really like the area. So I live in an area called Euclid St. Paul's. It's right here. Borders are these streets and these streets. Then we have Crescent Lake, Crescent Heights, Old Northeast. Those are all very good neighborhoods on the north side. And just to give you an idea, Euclid St. Paul, I think the median sale price in the last 6 months was about $308,000, which is about $210 a square foot. Old Northeast, which is a really beautiful area right along the water here. The median sale price was I think $585 with $310 a square foot. And then if we go down on the south side here, which I believe there's a lot of opportunity, you're looking at $100 a square foot or less. So as you can see, you're equally close to downtown, and there's probably a lot of opportunity there as far as investments go, as rental rates are not the same, but relatively similar, whether you're on the north side or the south side. When you get into some of the nicer neighborhoods, they're a little bit more, but for the most part, rents on the north side and the south side are, I would say, similar. So we have St. Pete. We have, for baseball fans out there, we have the Tropicana Field site, which is where the Rays play. They're not going to be playing there very much longer, whether they go to Tampa or if they go elsewhere. St. Petersburg has a very unique opportunity in that they're going to be able to develop 86 acres of land right here. So all of this is going to be ripe for development, and you can see how many things are near it. We have brewery, all kinds of things going on downtown. We have Johns Hopkins, we have Bayfront, a lot of medical, and a lot more businesses moving to the St. Pete area. It'll be very interesting to see what happens and if we could lure any big companies down to this site right here. I myself have personally bought down in this area, Campbell Park right here, and along the Central Ave corridor, along First Ave North, First Ave South. I think those are really great areas, and I'll explain why here. So we have downtown St. Pete, and then some of the best beaches in the United States. Some would say the world. I'm not much of a world traveler, but I've heard that our beaches are pretty comparable to anywhere else. So we have St. Pete Beach, and if you go up here, some of you might be familiar with Clearwater. Clearwater Beach is here. It's about maybe a half an hour drive to get up there. So I really like going to Treasure Island and St. Pete Beach, and actually just had dinner tonight in Pass Grill, which is a really cool area down here. Down here. Really nice, relatively untouched beaches. Have a lot of privacy to yourself, pretty much get the whole beach to yourself. But along the Central Ave corridor, they are planning to do some rapid transit. That is in the works, I think, in the next few years. So you're going to be able to get on a rapid bus line that will take you downtown to the beach in, I believe, about 30 minutes, vice versa. I think it's going to be great for younger professionals. They're not necessarily going to be so dependent on cars. If you live in this area here along the corridor, any of these, then you can just hop on the bus line and be downtown to work in just a few minutes. I think that could be huge going forward, and hopefully will be used quite a bit. Also, another opportunity on the south side. So for the longest time, the South Side has been, I'd say, lacking as far as transportation. It's been pretty poverty stricken, and as the prices of homes have gone up, tax values have gone up, and the taxes have gone up. So the city has extra money that they're trying to pump into the South Side here. So on the South Side, in particular, multifamily spaces, there are going to be financial incentives to invest in those areas. In some cases, you can get up to $9,000 per unit to fix up those multifamily houses. We have a lot of single-family homes, but not a lot of multifamily space, and that's one area that is lacking. And as these areas keep going up in values, I think a lot of them were rental properties, and people are selling to people that are moving here, and the renters getting displaced, and there's not really much place for them to go as far as multifamily goes. So the city's trying to invest in that and try to give some incentives for that, and really just to fix up the entire South Side area. Trying to invest to make it a little bit better. Focus on the transportation. I really like the area down there, and I think there's a lot of opportunity for it. One thing that you are going to want to keep in mind, and it's a thing that I feel strongly about, is not buying in a flood zone, because at this point we're not really sure what's going to happen with the flood market. About 5 years ago, they were going to raise prices up to 700 to 800% overnight in some of the areas, and some of these areas are low-lying areas, as you could probably guess by the amount of water around it. All of these areas here, the flood insurance was going to go up substantially overnight, and they've kicked the can on that. I think it can only go up about 25% a year. Don't quote me on that. I know I'm close, but I don't know if that's the exact number. I do have a presentation I can send you if you're interested in the exact number. But they've kind of kicked the can on what they're going to do with flood insurance. I know it's they're supposed to figure it out soon, but it is a little bit up in the air as of now. And that's one thing that's very worrisome to me as an investor. If I was planning out my monthly cash flow, and my flood insurance could go up or double or triple overnight, I'd be very worried about that. So one site that I will link to is the handy Pinellas County flood map. So I live here. I'm very high and dry. As you can see, these areas and that area that I showed you. So yep, that's all flood zone AE. Which means you're going to have to be paying flood insurance every month if you're carrying a mortgage. I think it'll be interesting to see if things do go way up, if cash investors will have an opportunity to buy low down in this area. Well, for the sake of time, I'll cut it off there. Let me know if you have any questions on anything that I said, and I'll try to update some more videos and be a little bit more specific in the areas. All right, thanks.